Hello and welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. Hello readers, bit of a back to school feeling at the moment. Hopefully we'll cheer you up a little. We're always grateful if you could rate or review us, throw us some stars, why don't you? And we'd love to hear from you on social media or email us at hello@billowinghilltop.com with a question or a comment or whatever. Anyway, that's it. I've got no other news or information. So let us push on with episode 209 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast, Dancing on the Ceiling.
What's going on?
You led us a merry dance, basically, and
cleared the way for you guys.
Cleared the way for us to come back to where we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And led us into the
Jaws of a Blue Dragon.
fucking great blue dragon. Lovely.
Oh, you come out
well
the
done.
tunnel.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the evil dwarf who's controlling everything in my portable hole. I pushed her in.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything
All right,
yet. We're not, because we're not in session.
All right. You can just see a load of smoke then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although on the map we
Massive,
can
and a
actually see
massive dragon.
there's another creature on the map, so it's sort of. I think Mike's given
We're
the game
supposed
away
to
there.
be going down
Coldtooth.
into the Carrion Pit, aren't we?
Yes.
Pass.
Because we're supposed to be going to get the key, and we were supposed to go down instead of up.
You want to go through a cavern full of carrion crawlers?
Well, we need to go and get the key, don't we?
I think we have to. And to be honest, the cavern full of carrion crawlers is probably a lot more negotiable than
An enormous
an
ancient
dragon with
blue dragon.
additional magic rings.
Yeah. And endless legendary actions.
Yes.
Can anybody remember why we need to get the key, by the way?
Because the key will basically allow it. I think, were there not two keys to open the phylactery? I could be wrong.
That's right.
It's
Also-
basically part of the quest to get the phylactery. I can't remember what the exact steps were, but we're trying to find.
I had a bit of a mind fart. Before this book, where were we? Where did we come from?
I think we can talk a bit about a couple of these things before we get back into it.
That sounds good.
Good evening, readers. We can pick up the action in a minute. But yes, there are a couple of things, because there was quite a bit of kind of stuff last time as well that perhaps we ought to think about.
Zooming right out and just looking, just the last book. What was the last book?
Last book was the book that you spent on Telagos Island.
So that was the last book. Okay, fine.
Yes, at the end of that, you learnt that the phylactery had been sequestered in Congan Thulnir by the Order of the Storm, the Druids, at the end of that great battle that you travelled back in time to participate in. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
Write it down, all of that. Then they jumped through a sort of dimensional gate of some sort. You saw Lashonna
Yeah.
from a distance fighting, you think, Dragotha in a battle in the skies. You fought off this awful kind of bone creature and all of these swords of Chios, defended the Druids for long enough for them to escape with the phylactery. Subsequently, you've learnt that in this part of the story, that the phylactery, you think, you're guessing, is probably in a vault somewhere called the Citadel of Weeping Dragons, which you've visited and you've met Cargro Thunderous Mate, the giant Brendan Gleeson,
Yes.
a badly accented giant. And you think that at the base of that citadel there is a vault, and the vault is accessed by keys, and Cargro has got one of them, and the other one was stolen by somebody called Chalgar. You found out that Chalgar was holed up somewhere called the Carrion Pits. You've basically staged a home invasion on the Carrion Pits. Chalgar ended up in a pit of green slime and has been dissolved to goop. But you did learn before that he had placed the key that he had stolen for safekeeping in the custodianship of something he referred to as the Mother Worm, who you believe is, it sounds like, a horribly scary creature below you, deep further into the Carrion Pit, not the way that you've come.
Yes. Right. So we need to find the Mother Worm.
Yeah.
At the end of last time, you followed what Uncle Buggy had been doing solo for like three weeks.
Ever.
And found the train tracks, ran out into the Undercity, discovered a cloud of smoke with a giant blue dragon. The dragon saw Parker. I think Parker's the only visible one. Parker and Monster P. McWheat, the one that waits. When it saw you two, it screeched in exultation, like it was happy to see you. Just briefly, the other thing that happened last time is that Monster P. McWheat shared its story with you.
A long story.
Which we've forgotten.
It was a long story.
About their adventures to get here from the lands that wait, through various lakes and rivers and bits below the
so
river.
That's the thing that perhaps, maybe we won't go into this now. Maybe we'll get into this when your characters, when our little gang of slayers have a moment to reflect.
I wonder if any of us as characters, would recognise any of the places they were talking to, describing.
This is exactly the kind of conversation that we should have. But maybe we should have it when you're not running up a subterranean railway track.
Trying to hide from a dragon.
An ancient blue dragon.
And I think we need to apologise to our readers as well, who are probably screaming because they understand the context of everything's going on 10 times better than we do.
I mean, there's maybe a bit, maybe not.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got to bear in mind that some of this stuff is part of the core of the adventure. Some of this stuff is not.
Yeah.
But certainly, we can talk about whether or not there was anything that struck a chord in Monster Piece story. Not too many things. I just think maybe a couple of things. Anyway, let's pick that up in a minute. Let us start with...
Yeah.
I mean, we can keep the initiative sequence that we've got. It's all a bit crazy. I'm going to start at the top of the round because we've got no better way of doing this. Burple on 20. So you've all basically piled out of the entrance to this little minecart railway track
holy
thing.
Shit, and we're going to...
Seen all of this and just thought, well, what do you want to do? Burple first. Burple's invisible.
Go back.
No, Burple's not invisible. Sorry, Burple is not invisible. Burple might have, actually, we should have read the instructions. Do you remember last week Dan left some... we've got no Dan again, by the way, readers. He's off.
Still having a jolly.
He's having
He's having another jolly. Yeah, he's off doing something in the Okavango Delta or something. Chasing wildebeest.
Yeah.
He might have cast a mirror image and an invisibility. At the point where you started piling down this thing, he might have taken a bit of time to do it. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And
Go on.
I tell you what, it's not going to be relevant now, and it comes off his spell list. So since we're being sort of slightly loosey-goosey with the round sequence and all of the what everybody's doing with actions and stuff, let's not get into it. If he wants to stay, we can retrospectively say that he cast his mirror image and his invisibility. If he wants to peg it, we can retrospectively say that he didn't. Do you see what I mean? Just whichever one is most beneficial. So what do you think Burple would do?
Peg it.
So Burple pegs it back up the railway track.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a roll for something that I cannot in a million years describe or explain to you what I'm trying to do here. But something's going on that we're not going to get into. Oh, hold up. That might be enough. Not enough. Buggy.
Mm-hmm.
There was an attempt that got a little bit of the way, but didn't get all of the way of the thing that was happening.
Okay.
By the person that you're with. Does that...
Yeah, I think I spilled the beans.
Can you remember from last time? Yeah, so the person that you're with was trying to attempt to do something and they sort of was semi-successful.
No, I accidentally spilled the beans to the others, so...
oh, did you?
Yeah, I forgot I was in smoke.
Anyway, on 14, it's you, Uncle Buggy.
What's the dragon doing? Was the dragon before me last time, or...?
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
I forgot.
No.
Should have kept my mouth shut.
It's all going really, really wrong.
Can I just read Perina movement? I think he's doing a big beast grasping hand or something.
He's not.
Do you want me to read the full spell?
Read me the full spell.
For the duration, target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain. Spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target speed nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained. The target can also spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints such as manacles or a creature that has it grappled.
Fine, that's fine. Okay, this thing has got this ring around its claw, which is glowing with a white heat. That claw is extended towards the cloud of smoke, and it seems to exert some kind of will. The ring flashes with an extra flare of brilliance. And Buggy, can you give me a strength check?
Strength checks is an advantage because I'm raging. First roll is a 21. Next roll is a 1. I get to re-roll. 27.
Once again, you feel this compulsion. You feel like something is... it could be like a big beast grasping hand or something. You feel like something is trying to kind of grab you, lift you, move you against your will. You shake it off.
Bloody hell.
And it is your turn, Uncle Buggy.
Right, action to close the portable hole.
Portable hole.
And then I'm pegging it back the way I came into the corridor. 35, 45,
okay, you can move
50,
all the way into the thing.
60, 70, yeah. Can move about 20 feet into the corridor.
That's Buggy. Scaly, you're pegging it up the corridor?
Yeah.
Parker, you're pegging it up the corridor?
I sure am.
Sessions, you're zooming up the corridor on the sweepstake?
Yeah, I'll be lagging towards the back, but following the others.
Okay. Well, you hear a screech of frustration from behind you and the sound of heavy wing beats, but let's pick you up on the other map.
Are we pegging back the way we just come?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were heading into the room. Okay.
No.
I'll be keeping up in that case.
Back up the railway track. Oh, that's why you were reluctant to move too fast. Well, actually, it's the other way around.
Oh, I'll be keeping pace with the others then, now that I realise the direction we're going.
Yeah. The railway track section disgorges you back into this chamber with the stone vats, the rancid smell, the alchemical equipment. We're back in the carrion pit.
Right.
What do you want to do?
So I'm going to go stop.
Mm-hmm.
Buggy, turn off your smoke. Turn off your smoke.
All right. Do we need to turn off the smoke?
Turn off the smoke.
All right.
And tell us everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Well, don't you know what's happened?
No.
Well,
When you turn off the smoke, Monster Pete McWheat says, "Behold, the Smoke Lord." I don't know why his voice has changed. "Behold, the Smoke Lord."
Yes.
And sort of looks adoringly at you, but you get the sense that it's Monster Pete is
a little bit disappointed, perhaps.
Yeah, a bit disappointed, and your luster may have been diminished a little bit by the comments of your fellows.
Come here, you.
But anyway,
come here,
so he sort of says, "Behold, the smoke.
I have in my bag Coldtooth, or whatever her name was.
Yeah, who's Coldtooth?
Monster Pete looks shocked and takes a step away from you. "Do not free her. I implore thee, O Lord."
"I'll pass her to you. You can do what you want with her."
No. She is freed. I am powerless. I am enthralled. I am bound by an oath of service.
Okay. Well, in my bag, I have Coldtooth, who's a female dwarven alchemist who was watching the party through the crystal ball in the other room.
Yeah, we gathered that.
Well, you're in that room. You're in the room with the crystal ball.
Yeah. She's in the bag. She's still alive. She's wounded. She doesn't know anything about the key, or she says we won't be able to get the key. She doesn't carry the key, but we can question her if I open up the bag.
If you keep it close long enough, she'll suffocate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 10-foot cube.
Yeah, I don't think you can survive very long in it.
Okay.
Give it
She's had literally one round
yeah.
in the bag, but I can take her out.
Give it a couple of
well,
hours.
let's
she'll
take
be
her
dead.
out, bind her hands, and question her.
Yeah.
Monster Pete
I'll tell him to stand
Starts
back. I'll tell him to stand back.
backing away.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Flees, really.
Don't worry, Monster P.
Makes himself scarce.
Quite safe.
Looking in dread as you start to
I tell the
produce this creature.
Coldtooth to take a seat at the bottom of the portable hole. So there's a table there, there's some chairs, and then we'll question her.
Right.
From the top of the pit.
She looks up.
"You down there, spill the beans."
I don't know what you think I'm going to tell you. What are you, a hobbit? A dwarf? What are you? It looks like you can't make up your mind.
I'll ask the questions.
Go on then.
Where's the key?
I told you already. Shalgar placed it with Mother Worm. You'll never get it from her.
How do we get
Where's Mother Worm?
to Mother Worm?
Down. You must go down, past the
How?
cage. Through the crawlers. Into the pit.
How far down is it?
Not too far. Not too far for brave adventurers like
I want
yourselves.
numbers. How far?
100 feet maybe to the floor of the cave, but you must be wary.
Of what?
Of what?
The worms, for one.
So if we were to dangle you down there,
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't
Yeah,
do
that would be a good idea.
these bombs that you've been making,
A crawler load. My invention. Yeah.
what do they do?
Well, they paralyze.
Do they paralyze the
They
crawlers?
shower the victim with venom, with brain juice.
Does the brain juice work against the crawlers?
Are you peering over the edge of this portable hole pit down at this person?
Yeah.
Are you invisible?
Yep.
Okay, you see a pair of eyes bore into probably the most stupid invisible thing she has ever seen. She says,
Of course, their own poison doesn't affect them. How would they eat? How would they mate?
Well, you can lead the way.
I'm doing no such thing.
No, yes, you are.
Oh, yeah? How are you going to make me?
Otherwise, you're not coming out the portable hole, is it?
It's fine by me. I'm perfectly happy down here. It's very comfortable.
We could just dangle her off a rope down the pit.
You're going to come and get me, aren't you?
Don't need to come and get you. Just tip you out.
We can tip you out.
can you tip people out?
I
Turn it upside down.
guess so. We can tip you out. Or
Doesn't
you
sound
can...
like you're too sure.
She laughs and she just leans back in the chair a bit and stretches her legs out under the table. Starts fumbling in one of her many pouches and she pulls out some tobacco.
I thought she was tied
Ooh.
up.
Would the brain juice work against you?
She's not tied up, Lucas, no. I mean, she was chucked in the portable hole by Buggy. She wasn't tied up before she was put in there. She fell in there.
We need good cop, bad cop.
Anybody want to climb in?
Who's going to be the good
me?
cop? Sessions.
Why don't we pour some brain juice over her?
Yes.
Good luck with that one.
You're immune to it, are you?
A certain amount of resistance is conferred by repeated exposure.
Certain amount of resistance, but I wonder how much brain juice you could endure.
Yeah,
You don't sound too sure of yourself, invisible one.
Should we do an experiment to find out?
Yeah, let's go and get some brain juice.
Oh, you're going to fill your friend's portable hole with paralysing venom, are you? That's nice.
Right, there's two choices. One, we can empty the portable hole down, and you fall down.
Right.
Or you come out and we'll lower you down on a rope. Your choice.
You just tip me out if you like.
Frankly, I think actually what we can do is you can close
Option
the
3, we just
portable hole
close the portable
and-
hole
That's-
and
say
wait
bye-bye.
half an hour.
Yes. How about that?
Yeah,
okay,
well,
Look,
we
you
can-
talking out amongst yourselves. I'm in no position to go anywhere,
You'll
am I?
talk in a bit
Yeah.
when the air starts to run out.
Yeah, I think a little bit of waterboarding equivalent. Hole boarding.
That's something else entirely, Lucas.
Mike.
You are shutting the portable hole.
Yes.
Yeah, wait a bit.
So,
Her cackling is immediately muffled as it closes.
Wait about half an hour.
I don't think that. I don't know. I don't get the impression that she's actually very useful for
No, I don't get the
our
impression
further
that she's
quest.
very
I think
useful.
the thing is that this person was basically she was orchestrating all the pit traps and everything, but it doesn't really sort of help us to move on. So the thing we've not now got to basically work out is, okay, so we've got to abseil down, we've got to clear the area of carrion crawlers.
Well, we don't have to abseil down. There's
Well,
flying.
yes, true,
The
we can
carrion
fly,
crawlers can't
yes.
fly, can they?
No.
Yes.
So in mid-air, they ain't there.
So we've got enough flying, haven't we?
In midair, they ain't there.
In midair, they ain't there. Yeah, okay.
What about Dimension Door to the other end of the...
Well, because we
whatever
haven't
it is?
seen it yet. But we can...
Drop a torch down.
Enough of us can fly, can't we?
I can't fly.
I can't fly.
But Sessions can, and Purple can, and I have a pair of wings of flying. Requires a short rest and attunement, but there's 3 who can and 2 who can't. So that's basically 2 who can be
Well,
carried.
there's normally room on the broom for Buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Parker. Often it's Parker, but could be someone else.
I mean, I can give somebody else the wings of flying, so that would be a short rest.
Well, an
Or
hour.
we could do a shuttle run down. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do a shuttle run. Precisely. Leave... who goes first? Who goes first?
Buggy.
Yeah.
This is to the area, the base beneath the big cage, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
What are we gonna
anybody-
do with this
What's the
Coldtooth?
range of a daylight spell? Has anybody got daylight?
The range of a daylight spell.
Well,
I
so
can look it
what-
up for you.
What area does it cover? Can we cast a daylight
Yeah.
spell in the cavern and then basically be able to see what's
I would
going
have
on?
thought almost certainly, yes. It's like it's massively illuminating. Who's got that? Have you got that spell, or is it something that is
No,
Bertha's got it?
I'm
I'm
asking.
checking whether I have it.
It's a 60-foot radius sphere of light. It sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet. You don't know how big this cave is,
60
but
foot
that is an awful lot of
radius,
light.
so that's 240 feet diameter.
240 feet of visibility, yes.
I don't have its prepared.
Pretty certain that.
Could you ritually cast?
Purple does. Who's got Purple's character sheet?
Can you ritually cast it? I don't know.
It doesn't have the ritual symbol.
It doesn't know. Third level
No.
1 action.
Purple's cast it before. That doesn't mean he's still
Cleric,
got it or has it
druid,
prepared.
paladin, ranger, sorcerer.
Eric Druid.
The classes, according to
I think Purple's character sheet is the answer to this.
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
just looking
find
up. He has 3rd level daylight, celestial legacy.
Yeah, so
Yes,
that's
he can
basically a
cast
spell he gets because of the fact that he's an Asimar.
Asimar, yeah.
Right, come on then. Let's light the cavern up and see what we can see.
So what are you doing?
Sure. why
I
not?
think that's a good idea.
Okay, he's cast the spell.
So you're gathering at the upper hotel balcony
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the cage. the
Actually,
roof-
quick question to the thingy, Monster P. McWheat. How comes the carrion crawlers don't crawl in here? What magic or barrier is stopping them crawling in here?
Oh God, I've got to switch voices.
I don't know.
Right.
It has never been clear. It must be some enchantment from Coldtooth.
Right.
Or
Okay.
Or maybe an oversight by the writers.
Maybe an oversight by the writers, yes.
Right, let's carry on.
Okay.
The whole cage mechanism.
Yes.
The way that it works.
Yes.
The way that it interacts with the levers.
And
The actual process, in fact, of using it to entrap the Carrion Crawlers, all of which defies any logic whatsoever.
yes.
Shall I tell you the story of my people and our history again?
No.
Yes.
Oh. Well,
No.
my tale begins... No, okay.
No, we're going to do the light spell, the daylight
Okay,
spell.
so you're standing in the upper hotel balcony. You're chucking a light spell, a daylight spell. You're casting it. What's the... I don't know why.
Range of 60 foot.
And it just floats in space like a little blob. Right, that's enough. That's all we need. The whole thing is revealed. We hit another inconsistency. It's inconsistency time.
We're going to do range 60 foot down.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
fine.
We're going
It's
to
fine. It's going to be enough. There is a great big cavern, which I'm going to reveal to you. It's actually really not that big. After all that. It's not that big.
Is this like the
Grand Keep. No, it's big.
the Grand Keep?
It's,
Yeah.
It's, let me work that one out. It's
The
10,
Grand
20,
Toilet.
30, 40, 50, 60, it's about 200 and something feet across. Well, 200 feet wide. It's a portrait-shaped thing. Readers, must be, 300 feet? Top to bottom, north to south? In the southern extremity, you can see that the floor falls away and seems to lead into some kind of narrow, descending passageway that is not marked.
Where can you mark that on the map?
I can't because it's not. I mean, I can show you. I'll make a mark.
Yes.
I'll make a mark where it is on the map for you. But the map of the adventure does not, in fact, include that detail. As you know, I'm really pleased with the maps in this adventure so far. It is absolutely seething with carrion crawlers. This cave. They are crawling over and under and around each other, making a kind of carpet of nastiness on the floor, which seems to be otherwise just a sheet of mold, ordure, feces, waste, bits of discarded food matter, vegetable matter. You think probably the occasional corpse. The smell drifting up is just unspeakable. You suspect that actually close proximity to the floor of this cave would be a deeply unpleasant experience. They are also slithering all over the walls, and of course they're all over the outside of the cage.
So they go like up the side of the wall on all sides as well.
They're three-dimensional creatures.
Yeah.
They have no respect, Lucas, for your two-dimensional world.
Are they on the ceiling as well?
Yeah. Oh, what a feeling. They're
dancing
slithering
on
on
the
the ceiling.
They've filled the whole cavern up to the ceiling, or they're just all over the place.
They're not in the gap, not in the space. They don't go. It's not a
It's not a
block.
bucket of worms.
I thought it was
They're
a bucket
coating the floor, the walls, the ceiling, and the outside of the cage.
So long as we stay kind of in mid-air type of thing, they're not at us.
That's exactly right. If you can get yourself out to the middle of the cavern and be suspended, as long as you're not near a surface, you're safe.
I'm wondering about whether we can't start a fire.
We didn't start the fire.
Just let them burn out a bit. I mean, so a fireball is 20-foot radius.
This is painful, Paul.
I know.
So
Fireball's 20-foot radius. That's
not
exactly
going
right.
to be
Yeah.
not going to make a great dent in things, but if we can somehow ignite
it might
some
work
stuff
for a little bit of time. It's like the classic Indiana Jones
but unless
thing,
you
isn't
can,
it?
unless you could ignite some stuff.
I mean, should we play with
Somebody give me... I presume
I
you're
think
all
we only
standing
need
at
to
the edge
do
of this thing, looking down into the light. Yeah, somebody give me a perception check. Doesn't matter which one.
Everybody. Come on.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody, why not?
Come on.
16.
Excellent.
Oh dear, Scaly got nothing. Literally
That should
nothing.
be
Excellent. Scaly rolls
16
a
from
0.
Parker, 17 from Sessions. Very good enough.
24.
20. Yeah, but it's too late. By the time that you notice it, Johnny, everybody else has already spotted it.
We've
It just
moved
looks
on.
like you're just doing that thing where you repeat something
Yeah.
as other people say it.
Purple
Purple 31.
Hurtish.
Trying to make it sound like you knew that.
It's a natural 20.
Yeah, but he's too late as well.
They're also
I'm afraid.
too
He's
late.
Even later. Well, Burp was after me.
Where the floor of the cavern, where the floor of the cavern drops away into what you think might be a sort of descending passageway, you don't see much evidence of crawler activity in that corner.
Okay.
Dimension door over there.
Good dimension door over there. Could drop a fireball to clear the area completely.
Now Paul's doing the repeaty thing.
Yeah. Drop a fireball, clear the area, then get down. But I don't think the fireball will clear it for long.
Can't we do the prismatic wall, Dan's prismatic wall, and then go through it?
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Block off the entrance.
Dimension
to all the other side.
Isn't it, or something?
Yeah, it's his sort of
It is only
mega
one.
spell. It's
Mega spell really
mega.
stop a zillion carrion crawlers attacking us.
Yeah, but if you
You're
did
right.
a fireball in a sort of area around the hole, then you'd have enough space to sort of drop down and then move in through the hole before they all crawled at you. Dimension dooring seems almost a bit overkill when we can literally get ourselves together and fly over there.
Okay.
Well, whatever. I mean, I can't do any of that anyway. But what am I doing about Coldtooth?
Oh, we'll wait half an hour and then open her up. See if
Leave her in the thing.
What, to die?
No, I think we should move on. You leave her in the portable hole, and then maybe once we're actually down there, we can open her up again. She might have a different opinion about things if
She might have
she's
a different
actually
life state
confronted
as well.
by Mother
Because-
Worm. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she might be a bit more amenable.
or she might be already dead.
asphyxiated.
Well, if she's desperate, she can claw her way out of the portable hole.
But we haven't got to that point yet.
Okay, we'll just keep an eye on it.
That's going to happen at some stage, isn't it?
Okay, so the story as posed by Monty McWheaty.
Monster P. McWheat. Yeah.
Monster P. McWheat
Monster P. McWheat.
described a Exodus kind
Exodus?
of Exodus
Yeah.
type of affair from, I believe, the lands of those that wait to
The lands that wait. Yeah.
to here.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if within that story, any of those areas we would recognise.
That is a very good question. The answer to that question is it depends.
Of course. And there were the visions various people have had of Scaly. This is pre-Scaly.
Well, yeah. No, I'm with you. Well, so there's a couple of things. Can I get some intelligence checks from Parker, Burple, Buggy, and Sessions?
Intelligence. Oh dear. Okay, this is burpily herpy.
9.
You're making a kind of recall knowledge check. We don't really have
9.
Uh-oh.
a thing for that.
So we're so far pretty bad.
Yeah, okay. Not much going on.
Sessions gets a 10, which is...
Sessions. Okay, I mean, this is actually all very much in character. I mean, this is all making sense.
Come on, Buggy. Oh, that's 14.
14 plus, what was the...
Intelligence.
Oh, no, 13.
13. That's not a disaster. It's not the key to all knowledge, but it's not a disaster. So there's a couple of things. Buggy, you missed Monster P telling its story, but when you're caught up with that story, or if you're very lucky, Monster P might be persuaded to tell you the story again.
Yeah, go on, I haven't heard it.
No, I don't know that the others want to hear it.
No.
Monster Pete went into a sort of monologue about the history of those that wait, the lands that they come from, and an adventure or an exodus, as Paul put it, that they embarked upon. First things first, Monster Pete seemed to describe a situation in which the lands that wait were created by a great cataclysm that effectively emptied or drained the seas and therefore created the land in which they live. That is an interesting thing with your 14. A couple of things somehow bubble up to the surface of your memory, Buggy, and they would never bubble up to the surface of any of your actual memories, players. One is that when you were in the... what was he called? The Mind Flayer? Zerxog. When you were plundering Zerxog's lair, you found a piece of academic text that talked about how there was a theory that the lands that wait were created by the draining of a great sea in a giant cataclysm. As you can imagine, at the time that you discovered this and read this, you adopted it with all the enthusiasm. You adopt all plot story elements, but that does seem to rhyme at least, with Monster P's story. The second thing is that Monster P describes heading north in the lands that wait and finding what sounds like it's the sort of remnant of whatever great chasm or gorge was created by this cataclysmic event. A stream that lived in the bed of a great river, as in a cataract or a torrent that was once strong and broad but is now just a trickle that was followed. That might match with the idea of the lands that wait being created by the draining of a great sea. Other thing is that there has been a vision. Burple, when you, Buggy, voice these thoughts, Burple recalls a vision that he had in Ecosiol's tomb, in the room with the great black pudding and the sphere of annihilation. You opened a false door at the end of a gallery to display a map which Burple touched a gem in the centre of and was visited by some visions. This is all. Readers, you remember this.
That was a long time ago.
It was a fair time ago. Readers, you remember this. I remember this. You lot don't remember this. But he was given a vision which did seem to match that. When he touched the gem in the map, which Hesty Testapod seemed to indicate was the site of the Battle of Pesh, the climactic battle between the Queen of Chaos and the Wind Dukes, back in prehistory, effectively, as far as you're concerned. In the Battle of Pesh, Miska the Wolf Spider was slain by the use of the Rod of Law, which shattered into 7 pieces, the Rod of 7 parts. When Miska the Wolf Spider was attacked with the Rod of Law, it sundered up a thing in reality, and Miska the Wolf Spider was banished from this world. All sorts of other stuff went on, which we won't get into. But a great cataclysm took place in the earth at the point of the Battle of Pesh. That's what Hesty was also talking about. Perhaps this is the same thing. That moment was the cataclysm which caused some great sundering in the earth. That sundering in the earth may have drained a sea and effectively opened up the lands that wait, which are now a verdant jungle. We can pull together these bits. They're in your handouts, chaps, somewhere, if you open them up. That academic text about the creation of the land by a cataclysmic event, the map that you found behind the false doors is also there with the indication of the giant piece of amber where the Battle of Pesh took place. Hesty, when he saw that map, said, "But this is a sea, but now there is land," when he was pointing to the areas that now look, as it were, beyond the barrier cliffs. Maybe the barrier cliffs that Evenstar perches atop used to be cliffs that went into an ocean or something, but now drop a mile into a jungle, which probably now, you're guessing now, if you're thinking about it, would coat the old seabed of this place. Maybe these people have followed the great crack in the world that drained the ocean, and they followed it to here where you are, which is another huge great crack in the world, the Great Rift Canyon. Perhaps that's what caused this canyon to be opened up. Second thing, Buggy, that bubbles to the top of your memory is the talk of a great red waterfall. He describes in their exodus, their journey, travelling up this canyon that they found when they followed this stream down into the depths of the earth. One of the things he describes is a great red waterfall emerging from the rock. Well, you've been somewhere where there was a great red river that you suspected must be running somewhere.
Yes.
And you followed that great red river into a series of sinkholes where you found the true tomb of Ecosiol. And you speculated as to where that water was going to go, were you to follow it downstream. I mean, that seems to be something that matches your memory.
I remember that was Alessandra, and there was a figurine. Which is why Scaly didn't get to roll an intelligence check.
That was when Burple activated the figurine, which
cursed,
turned out to be a
figurine
of wondrous power.
That was really funny.
For us.
The only notes I can find are Rabadabadus is German fragments.
Do you know him?
No.
How does this match the story arc? What's this got to do with the main story arc of Chaos?
That's not for me to get into. I just thought that you'd been given a dump of lore by this guy. Oh, that didn't sound very nice, but you know what I mean. By this person. That some of it, since Paul asks, some of it does seem to resonate with some of the things that you've learnt before.
It's tying things. It's tying things from way back when to now. We have a direct link to the things that happened way back when.
Right. You've encountered a lot of lore around the Battle of Pesh, the Wind Dukes, all these bits of prehistory that you learnt about from exploring the Whispering Cairn.
It's all tied together through Monst McVitty McMonst.
Monster P McWheat, but yeah.
But this is all stuff that happened thousands of years ago.
Yes, but now you're adventuring in the Great Rift Canyon caused by that cataclysmic event at the Battle of Pesh.
Okay, so it's sort of interesting background prehistory, but it's It's hard to see how it relates to the current quest that we're on to find whatever it was, which I can't remember.
Well, I mean, that's a thing. Quest you're on to find. You can't remember. Yeah.
Yes.
How does this relate to the thing I can't remember?
I know what you mean.
Well,
I know what you mean, Jules. You're just like, yeah, and so what?
No, I'm with Johnny completely. I agree with you.
Yeah, the phylactery.
That's right. You're looking at the phylactery of Dragotha. You don't know where Dragotha is meant to reside.
Yeah.
But something's going on in this chasm, and you think you might have learned a little bit about who those that wait are, where they come from.
Yeah.
You know that they were originally the enthralled people of Chios in the city of Coldtooth in the lands that wait. He described that as 4,000 seasons ago. You think it was 2,000 years ago, so that must be just the way that those that wait account for time.
Yes.
So it connects.
And
anyway, that's enough plot talk. Since you asked, Paul, I thought maybe we could jump into that a bit.
And maybe
but we can get back to your problem with the fireball and the dimension door and the cave full of horrors.
But if I've understood correctly, you've said where the opening is in the floor of the cavern. You said there aren't any carrion crawlers there.
There's much less carrion crawler activity. Maybe they shun that area a little.
Because they're scared.
So I would say that we plonk a fireball over there, and then we fly down there.
Maybe we fly and get near it and then plonk a fireball down there. So
whatever, yeah. I think those two things can practically happen in the same round.
Okay, practically who can fly?
Can they not?
Sessions can fly. Anybody else?
If you can come up with a solution to get everybody in the air.
Yeah.
We're not going to overdo this because we've always worked it out in the past.
Bag of holding.
Well,
I'll just climb in a bag of holding as long as someone looks after the portable hole.
Yeah, somebody else has to look after the portable hole if you do that.
We can carry the portable hole, stick the rest of them in the bag of holding.
So Burple can fly.
Where is what's she called?
Sessions can
what's the name?
fly.
Tooth?
She was in the portable hole. Should we empty her out into the green slime or something?
Just see what happens. Yeah, I don't see her as being useful.
Throw her in the pit.
So it's justice, really, if you just tip her into the green slime pit and seal it up.
Tip her into the green slime pit and seal it up.
Well, no, justice would be tipping her into the carrion
but she might
crawlers.
have some unity there going on. I think the green slime pit is a...
Well, the fall would be embarrassing if nothing else.
How long have you left her in the bag of holding? I mean, the portable hole?
About
just a few rounds.
What are we talking about? A couple of minutes now?
Not long.
Couple of minutes.
My vote is the green slime.
Couple of minutes is, I mean, okay, she's fine when you open it up again, if you do.
I think green slime.
According to this, she can hold her breath for...
Yeah, I don't think...
Of course, every time we open it up, then it starts again.
Yeah.
She can hold her breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus constitution modifier.
And then you add on the choking time. You don't know what Coldtooth's constitution modifier
That's about
is.
going to be about 40 rounds.
She's a dwarf. So
40 minutes.
Oh,
yes,
God.
No, it's rounds. It's
40 rounds.
for the second bit and minutes for the first
rounds.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to have like maybe +3. So, I don't know, 4 minutes plus 4 rounds.
It's about 40 rounds.
Bash her over there with the axe.
Well,
so
I haven't searched her. She might have some
I think that
magical
we
items.
should...
Well, then we probably don't want to throw her into the green slime pit, do we?
No.
good point.
Okay.
I would just leave her in there.
Surely she can get out. So
She
why
can
has
get
she
out
shut
if she
out?
starts suffocating. She'll get out.
Well,
I'm just
That
going to
is
pull her
the-
out. And
when she starts suffocating,
pull her out and search her. Has she got anything?
So
on
you're
her?
reaching in.
throw her over the...
I'm not reaching in. I'm
You're emptying her out
lowering
onto the
a
floor.
rope so she can climb out.
Oh, thank you very much.
She clambers out.
She doesn't know who I am, does she? She doesn't see me.
No,
I immediately tie her hands behind her back.
Oh, who are you?
she can't see you, can she?
Never
Let's
you
go.
mind.
Never you mind.
Search her. She got anything?
She might have some stuff actually. Yeah.
Go on then. What's she got?
So as it happens, let me just check my notes. What's she got? Nothing particularly exciting. Oh, I do know actually. Okay, are you going to spend some time working out what these things are?
Yep, we have time.
She's got a +3 mithril breastplate.
Holy
quite
moly.
handy.
She's got a +1 short sword. And she's got a dispenser. It's like a kind of soft-mouthed leather pouch that you can dip a weapon into in order to envenom it. There are 3 doses of purple worm poison.
Ooh, that's quite nasty.
She's very
isn't it,
cross.
April?
I hope I get those back in the state that you found them. Those are my possessions. This is just outright robbery.
Indeed.
But it's just perfectly
Take it off.
peacefully minding
Okay, what
my
are we
own
doing?
business. Literally minding my own business, if you'll excuse the phrase. Next thing I know, there are strangers hammering on the door. Take perfectly reasonable steps to defend myself.
I'll ask,
no, that's not enough, is it? You've got to keep raiding. You've got to keep stealing. It's thuggery is what it is. It's violent thuggery.
I'll go off to the side and speak to that guy, those that wait. What should we do with her? It's your choice. You were a thrall, so what should we do with her?
McVitty McMonst.
Yeah.
I can't bring myself to cause her harm. She was my mistress after all. Set her free, is what I say. But keep her away from me, or my feelings of fealty to you, O Smoke Lord, may diminish.
That's the Smoke Lord's junior altar boy.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, great gods.
No, it's me.
I find the conversations between yourselves confusing.
Where did this Smoke Lord thing come from, Bugraft?
Well, I laid waste to all of them and her.
You laid waste to how many of them?
3 or 4 of them.
They can't have been that good.
Oh.
Well,
Anyway, they were good guys,
Okay.
weren't they?
Moving on.
yeah, moving on. Yeah.
Moving on.
Come
okay.
on, somebody tell me what we do with her, or others just push her in the green
All
slime
right.
pit.
I think
Come on. On we go.
Scaly's just going to drop her in the green slime.
That's far too much work. That means we've got to go all the way back
That's
down
true.
through into the cage. It's just
All right.
like,
Tara up.
Stick a boot
Are
up
we
her
gonna
ass
spend
and
all
kick
that
her
time?
out
It's
into
going to take about 5 minutes for me to put the armour on, so
What?
you've got plenty of time to do that.
Oh, of course, if Sessions is putting the armour on, then the rest of you have got
The
time
breastplate.
to deal with her.
I don't know whether I can use breastplate.
You're going to chuck her to one side? Well, you could just stick her in a mine
Breastplate would be
cart
good for me. I
set
could
her
trade out
free.
my breastplate for it.
yeah, just stick her in a minecart and roll her down the
Very good idea.
thing
Stick
into
her in a
the-
minecart, roll her
I've
down
got a
to
half
go.
plate plus 2 half plate. I must be able to wear mithril breastplate.
So you're retrieving a minecart,
It'll
Yeah.
be less
Tying
armour.
her up.
trussing her up in it,
Yeah.
and you're
So she gets dumped out near the dragon.
Alton Towers death spiral.
Yeah. Again, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones and the ancient blue dragon of doom, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
With a sign saying I hate blue dragons around her neck.
Yeah.
Right, great. Like dialogue with a vengeance.
Blue dragons
no.
are
So-
wusses.
Okay, fine. And
Oh,
Let's just get rid of her.
we should try and
yeah,
move
let's
on.
move on. You can argue about the breastplate, but not now, please. Let's argue about the breastplate next time.
Well,
are you going to go
Put
on,
on the
or are
breastplate.
you going to stay where you are? Okay, Sessions puts on the breastplate.
okay. On we go.
Fireball.
Who
We're going to
is-
hand
who-
wave the flight thing because you've always worked it out in the past.
Yeah.
Let's go down. Do the
Right.
fireball.
Okay.
And a light,
Who's doing the fireball?
well, I'd say Burple. Couldn't he not
If
do...
you cast a fireball on that area of the cave floor where you think the passage drops down, we're not going to roll loads of dice. They're not enough hit dice, even if they save, I think. We're going to hand wave that as well. You clear a little space.
Yeah.
You can fly down into the passageway. It's a spread,
Yeah.
so in theory you could drop it right at the mouth of the passageway, clearing the area around it, and potentially the flames would roil into the passageway as well, clearing out any carrion crawlers that might be in there. I'm going to
Right.
move you onto another part of the map.
Obviously, we've also just announced our presence.
Yeah, well, you've announced your presence plenty of times already.
I think it's quite clear that we're on our way.
I'm on my way, I've done my time. Are you taking Monster P. McWheat with you, or are you leaving
Yes,
him
yeah.
behind?
Yeah, he's my follower.
Does he want to
He's
come
my
with
follower.
us?
McVitty
Well,
McMonst.
maybe he might not want to come.
Well,
he wants-
Johnny, he's
We give
he's
him the
more
choice.
Sessions' follower now.
Why?
That's the
I
thing.
don't think that's been established.
No,
That's an argument I think that we should have in detail, almost to the exclusion of any other activity, perhaps later.
I still think that he should have the choice, surely.
I think you should be commanded.
Choice?
Commanded to follow.
Well, I
You.
say there's room in the portable hole. Well, I'll keep the air flow going.
You come
And
here,
you've
get in the
got
portable hole. Do as you're told.
Cheeseman as a companion.
Again, presuming you're getting all of that right with the portable hole and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
but-
I say to
Oh.
McMonst, you get in the hole now. Come on.
Oh, master, I must obey. It is my weakness.
Oh, I just saw a picture from later in the adventure. Well, not that much later, actually. Really soon in the adventure. And actually, it made me shudder.
Right. Good.
Thank you.
Holy moly. The area you're in the adventure is described poetically as wide tunnel. It's a wide passageway that runs in a spiraling descent that takes no less than 6 full revolutions. So you're corkscrewing deeper and deeper into the earth. Tunnel itself is caked with refuse and rubbish. Are you wrapping rags and stuff around your mouths? The reek at the base of the cave is shudderingly awful.
Yeah.
Scaly is
Lights up a
resistant to
cigar.
poison damage, but not resistant to poison. Is that correct? Parker is immune to poison. Those of you who are in bags of holding obviously are unaffected. It's caked with refuse and rubbish for the first 100 feet or so, after which the amount of detritus seems to diminish and opens out into a massive cavern of sloping floors and several colossal stalagmites. There is a faint kind of purplish, sickly luminescence ahead of you. And this giant cavern that opens up is lit by swathes of phosphorescent fungus clinging to the walls, floor, and ceiling. And there are mats of rancid, decaying fungus bubbling and seething in a thick carpet on the cavern floor, filling the air with a hazy green taint of spores and stink. Here and there, huge mounds of fungus rise like hills, and scattered throughout are the bones and skulls of long dead giants. We've got a couple of things we've got to resolve. First of all, you think you're all going to have to make a saving throw against this stink. Maybe not you, Parker. Second of all, as you approach the center of this cavern with its mat of fungus and spores and horror, starts to buckle and rend as a truly gargantuan mass starts to emerge from the center. The floor shakes beneath your feet, and we will find out. Is this Mother Worm? Is this the secret to getting the second key? Are you going to be overwhelmed by awful spores and fungus when we pick things up next week?
Fucking fungi.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. Kings of the Rift and Age of Worms are copyright Wizards of the Coast. Kings of the Rift was written by Greg A. Vaughan. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening!